Hi, making a video. Response to Antacantavon. Yuck. Garden though. It's just quite gardeny. Some hibiscus over here. Lots of stuff, really. Tomatoes way the hell up there. I don't even know how I'm going to get them. I'll have to hire a tomato picking cherry picker or something. Sunflowers about had it. Yeah, look at these monstrous plants. It's monstrous. Got giant cucumbers out of here. Lots of tomatoes so far. Look at just very good, very productive year. Anyway, for at least that kind of stuff. So we have hibiscus over here now, the red variety. I've been crossing them, trying to get new and interesting colors. But it takes a while, it takes a couple of years for the plants to mature and all that kind of crap. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. These marigolds are really nice, these whitish ones. I'm having terrible trouble getting the seeds to come out consistent. It's okay, cat. Look at him looking at me. It's just the camera. It's not a problem. Yeah, I'll go around the other way. Anyway, I will get to the video. I say it's hot here. Wow. It's not even hot. It's humid as fuck. So anyway, it's just mulch out here. But really quite nice. Any of this stuff. Just lots of stuff. So yeah, I'll show you the monster flower. They're big. I have to use my hand, I suppose, but I mean those are okay size. Well, look at the size of this one. It's bigger than my hand. Huge. I don't have a small hand. I mean that's a big flower. Anyway, so all right. So the subject is life affirmation, and Antacantavon never really deals with that in a rational sense. He just deals with it in the how do you make your life worth living sense. So he just breaks the conversation because it's not really about a rational conversation about whether there's a purpose in our individual existence, or whether the fact that we just have to make the best of it. You arrive here, it's a sloppy, messy place, and the obligation, in my opinion, is to make the best of it. And making the best of it isn't walking around going, what's in it for me? But that's his philosophy. And he's selling it like the nuns. I mean, that's the irony. He's no better than the nuns he ridicules. In that they think they have a controllable project too, this salvation thing. And he thinks he has a controllable project. That somehow his spawn, he'll control the experiment and it'll come out with the same glib, selfish ideology that he has acquired. So he thinks he's going to manufacture a human being to his specifications. And I say he has no chance in fucking hell. Then every effort he makes at attempting to do that will just guarantee his failure. Because that's the way the system basically works. Bullshit just makes a different kind of bullshit. The only thing you can make stick is the truth. And that's the truth. So until you have the truth, you're just a propagandist, trying to, weasel shit into people's heads. So anyway, so the question, first off, isn't even appropriately asked. Is there a point or a purpose or a rational reason to affirm that life is good and worth perpetuating? And I don't mean perpetuating in our individual sense. I'm talking about creating billions and billions of more humans and allowing them to keep playing this very dangerous your ass is on fire game. Any point at all. Black Monarch, I should follow him. Butterfly should be showing up any minute now. Well, that's just a monster flower. Monster, 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 monster. Anyway, I thought that plant was dead, so it's really good that my big one is still alive, so I can get some genetic crap from it and perpetuate its control of the universe. Its effort to, anyway. Alright, so anyway, then he cuts all this into some sort of anxiety argument, which is your anxiety over the condition, the human condition. The fact that it's a ratty nest full of bugs and maggots, and we're laying eggs in it. Well, if you have any anxiety about that, that anxiety is worse than actually being a young chick getting eaten by maggots. No, it isn't. Anxiety is bad. And it's an effect. And the only question is, is the cause something you can cheat your way around? I mean, if the cause of your anxiety is your doom, impending doom, well, it's probably not something you can legitimately just say, I'm not going to pay any attention. And especially when that doom has the implication of spreading to other people. So if you have a disease, that's bad. If you have a contagious disease, that's worse. And the real question is not so much how do I deal with the disease. The bigger question is how do I deal with the fact that it's spreadable. And I don't want to cause somebody else harm merely by attempting to deal with my disease. So these are some of my crosses. So not too bad, I'd say. Pretty good. They're pretty good size, good color. Yep, fairly good accomplishment there. So that's what the spawn I am spawning. Non-feeling creatures, let's remember that. Not even really definable as a creature. They're more like pretty rocks. Anyway, so I got so much notes, and the idea stream is just so thick in terms of what there is to work with here, in terms of the bullshit, the games being used, the propaganda, the play with words. So he talks about blotting out your angst, and that's not a solution. Drugs or booze aren't a solution. The Olympics aren't a solution. Your distractions aren't a solution. Because you'll get shanghaied by the fact that reality will come back and smack you and say, okay, I'm here. Remember me? You were afraid of me 10 years ago? Well, I'm back to scare you again. Yes, there's blood in your stool and blah, 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 blah. Some kind of crap like that. So your vulnerability exists and you're not dealing with that vulnerability, you're just ignoring it, and that's not really a strategy. So I could agree with that. It's not really a strategy. But his strategy is to say, who cares? Let's make cancer fun. And that's just silly. Especially coming from somebody who doesn't have cancer, or somebody who's not watching their son die of cancer. Yeah, go do that for a while. That's a real, oh boy, that's just a hamster wheel. He compares all this to a hamster wheel, as if that's what people like me, or Ligotti, or all these other authors, or all these dark people, that's what they're afraid of. That's what's giving them angst. Life is like a hamster wheel. No, if life was a hamster wheel, I'd say, go for it, man. Run, 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 run. I'd be playing Bruce Springsteen, like Born to Run, on top of the hamster running, right? It's probably Born to Have Fun or something, I don't know. I get the words to songs wrong all the time. But I think that would be quite cool. Yeah, run, man, run. Running's cool. Life isn't a hamster wheel. Life is a fucking meat grinder. Okay, it catches your toe and you're trying to get loose and you see it, oh no, it just ate my leg, and you just see yourself getting sucked into the vortex of doom. That's not a hamster wheel, for fuck's sake. How does he get away with this shit? He talks about anxiety, talks about Ligotti, and then he says, oh, well, if you're afraid of hamster wheels, you're a pussy. Well, yeah, I'm not afraid of a hamster wheel, you fucking cunt. I'm afraid of goddamn fucking ALS and cancer, and I'm afraid of the idea that life and death is recurrent, and that I'm going to be born, so to speak, metaphorically, analogistically. Human consciousness is going to wake up in Indonesia born to some fucking hooker with AIDS. And I'm not going to have a good time. I'm going to be in the dog fight, and I'm going to be a fucking three-legged dog with 2 teeth. I'm not going to fare very well. I'm going to get fucking ground up very, very quickly in this machine. That's what scares me, fucker. You assholes who keep laying eggs in a puddle of vomit. That's what scares me. Alright. So, there is delusion or there is anxiety. No other option there. So that's his quote, mostly. And, saying that he has the third option. Somehow Tantra isn't a delusion. And it's certainly not the truth. But it's the answer. You see, it's the good delusion. It's like the good witch from the north or something. Tantra. Yeah, it's a pile of crap. It's just another delusion. He mocks the Olympics. He mocks the herd and the herd's entertainments. And all he's doing is advocating for his special Olympics. I have my own special Tantra Olympics. Why don't you join me in balloon chasing? How does he get away with this? It's just so obvious. He has no answer besides a fucking delusion. Let's pretend it's not really bad, that bad isn't even a word. There, I've solved our problem. I made bad go away. Fuck. He really thinks anxiety about torture is worse than actual torture. And he actually has said, I got a quote of it here somewhere, that your body is equipped to handle it. So what? How does that make it okay? I don't really understand. Torture's okay because my body doesn't walk away, because my body doesn't just say, fuck you, I'm not doing it anymore, I'm going home. And the truth is, it doesn't even work that way, because frankly, you can torture somebody enough, they go into shock and they die. Their body can't take it. But he'd say, that's fine, because you're dead. Now you can't be tortured. I mean, see, this is just such catch-22 rubbish. Ugh. Anyway. Yeah, here it is, right here. Can't suffer anything our bodies can't absorb. Up to and including torture. That's what he said. Like that means something. If you can absorb it, it's okay. No, that doesn't make it okay. I mean, yes, you could cut my leg off, and you're not going to cut my head off. I'll be like Ronald Reagan in Schindler's List, or whatever. What the fuck movie was that? Where he got his leg cut off by the train. And oh yeah, I'll be kind of crappy for a while. I'll be all kind of mopey, but then I'll say, hey, I'm Ronald Reagan. You can't destroy me. I'm not my leg. Yeah, I'll do some kind of shit like that and pretend it's okay. Because I'm going to live my life, and I'm going to try to make the most out of this stupid piece of shit now that I've got one. But that's it. You're in the fucking cesspool. You're in the rowboat. No point in drowning. The point is, go find a cork and stop the sewage. Fucking dumb cunts. Anyway, so they mocked puppy love. Love. And that you get over it. Well, people don't get over it. That's the whole he just says this stuff like it's true. No, people don't get over it. They become bitter, cruel, selfish cunts. They become MRIs, or whatever the fuck those things are. They become petty, car scratching lunatics. You stupid cunt. You can't get any facts right, can you? So yeah, all this emotional pain ends up not making us stronger. It makes us psychotic. In many cases for people, it makes them petty, revengeful, blind idiots. often drunk to boot. So he can't, this is just so bad. And the fact that you people eat this shit, well, not necessarily you people generally, but enough of you people. Somebody should be throwing rotten fruit at this shit. Anyway, my cult versus your cult. Yeah, that's all this comes down to, right? I mean, there's no truth, to be described. There's just the herd, he'll call it, versus his independent mountain man kind of perspective. And yeah, that's the way to go. Be a mountain man, not a herd man. Like you're doing something different. Like you're playing some kind of different game of hopscotch. No, you're just saying the silly ambition of, whapping a beaver on the head with a stick and pulling its skin off. That's so much more meaningful than working at the general store in Montunkey, Iowa. I don't think so. What I do it's a way. So he's going to tell us what he does, as if he has the keys to being this thing called a actualized, real Mega Man. That he's done the Nietzschean, un perfecto or something. Bullshit. He's just a glib monster, an ignorant cunt. He's a fucking. You could just easily compare him to what was her name? Disease-ridden Jane, whatever, skanky cunt Jane. Mary, smallpox Mary, whatever her fucking name was. Cooties Mary. I can't remember the name. The famous one who was the cook, and she wouldn't admit she had a contagious disease, and she just kept killing families. And it's like, the bitch wouldn't stop. I mean, it was that bad. I mean, she actually killed whole families, and she just kept doing it. She kept, go get another job. Typhoid. Yeah, that was it. Typhoid Mary. That's all this asshole is a Typhoid Mary. Yeah, she's having a good time. Well, the kid's choking to death. They're not having too good a time. The kid she loves so much. Huh. Anyway. Alright. He's self-taught in his version of... I mean, it just sounds like, well, I got my own version of Christianity. Got my own version of some other guy's babble. Like, that's just, oh yeah, I have such an expectation that a version, of some crap is what we need. No, we need something unversioned, something rational. All right, all the horror, all the good. So somehow he has encompassed all the horror, and he has absorbed it and acknowledged it, and then he takes all the good, which is what? The thrill of victory. I smited them. Boy, I sure fucked that whore. So all the good, whatever that is. With all the horror, all the kids choking on typhoid and shit. Yeah, so he's done all that, and he says, yes, it's fine. Good game. It's just a hamster wheel. Hamster wheeling is fun. Alright, so he mocks sports and entertainment, yet preaches enjoying the hamster wheel of life, which is rationally described as the meat grinder, not the hamster wheel. So he's just cheating so preposterously. Hamster wheels don't have blood and tissue on them, and there's no evidence that hamster wheels are misery-causing devices. There's every bit of evidence that it's fun for the hamster to run. And he likes it. It's fun. It's a challenge. It's like when you're a kid. At least when I was a kid. And let's say you're on long car trips or something. There was lots of little games. You had a little game book, you had little puzzle books. You tried to see something in the environment, and you had a contest with everybody else who could see the most red Volkswagens, or who could do this or who could do that. And it's always a contest, always little challenges, little puzzles to solve. That's what intellects do. They solve problems. And so here we are, shitted into a dirty, smelly nest. And the problem to be solved is, what do we do about that? And the first thing we should be able to occur to us, don't lay any more eggs. That's certainly not the answer. Laying eggs will not clean up the mess. So, duh. First, do no harm, fuckers. Jeez. Alright, so it's, like I said, it's more metaphorical to a cockfight. That's what this life is, a dog fight, right? Where we go into this arena. You're genetically disposed, you're tall, you're short, you're ugly, you're pretty. You know, you get certain tools, then you refine those tools through your life experience. You get refined, and you might be refined into somebody who's articulate and rational, or you might get refined into some kook babbling a new version of nunnery. I will control the experiment. Bullshit. But yeah, you either become we are the champions, or you become, you are the loser. And that's just the way it works. And because that's the game. There's winners and losers, and then there's the blood and the pain and the how much you have to compromise, how much you have to work to become one of those things. You know, all the effort that goes into playing the game. It gets left on the arena floor, all the little fur balls and the pieces of feet and all the bits. The scar tissue is made through these battles. And yeah, that's not a good game. Enjoy the cockfight? No. That's not a rational statement. So he's optimistic his son will do well in the fight. He'll have a good fight in a way, right? That's what all he's hoping for. Yes, he puts up a good fight. You know, even if he gets ripped to shreds, has his little heart broken by a skanky cunt bitch, and then makes a couple of errors in judgment, kills a couple of people drunk driving or something. Oh, it'll all be okay. Goes into preposterous debt. Knocks up a woman and, abandons the kids. It's just, well, anyway, like, yeah, he's going to do okay, but as long as he fights a good fight for himself, chanting his mantra, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? What's in it for me? Right. Besides, like I said, it's no worse. The nuns were no worse. He ridicules the nuns in there. I'm going to control you. I'm going to, beat wisdom into you. And he's just trying to do the same thing. Not trying to make a rational argument, because he can't. So he's making this propaganda argument, and he's scaring you with the tyrants. Every now and then he brings out the bogeyman. If you think like the herd, you're fucking Pol Pot. You think that there's a bigger game to play, you're Stalin. He does that now and then just to scare you like the nuns. Alright, anyway, so he's just such full of crap. He's not cutting a new path. He's just reworking old jargon, the old bait and switch. He's just playing another version of 3-card Monty with philosophy. And it should be called what it is. Gross. Anyway, let's see. I don't know what I wrote here. The kook Gijita is fun. Let's see. I guess that's a cockfight. That's his. He keeps using his fun word. The fact that we're entertainable, the fact that we could even watch a cockfight and kind of get into it, if we just kind of ignored the meaning of it, and like the actuality of what's happening, and just went with the metaphorical David and Goliath kind of story or something. You can get caught up in any kind of soap opera. So anyway, so he has that big question. What's so horrible about a hamster wheel? Somehow in his video, he thinks he effectively made you understand that life is benign. Okay, it's not It's not super cool. It's Sisyphus boulder. Well, Sisyphus boulder is not the problem. You know, I could push a boulder all day long if we're going to pretend that it's not giving me blisters, and we're going to pretend that the struggle isn't intensely painful of holding the boulder up, that I'm not entirely fatigued. If we're just going to pretend I don't get fatigued and I don't get blisters, well, then Sisyphus doesn't matter. Then it's just a hamster wheel. Yeah, who cares? I could run all day. If I don't get tired, running's fun. What's the problem? Yeah, that's not what scares me. I'm not afraid of running. Yeah, no, that doesn't scare me at all. So this isn't no hamster wheel I put down. News flash. Maybe I'll put that on the GNews. Might be an important enough story to tell everybody that, guess what? This just in. Life isn't a benign frickin' hamster wheel. It's a malignant meat grinder. Alright, so there, I think that's it. Being on a hamster wheel doesn't scare me. That's the last thing I wrote. And that's the last way I ended. I didn't watch the end of his video yet. It's just so tedious to listen to this shit people spew. You know, horrible. It's just horribly tedious to have to pretend that this isn't just the worst possible reaction to our problem. Is this glib, you know, let's all just pretend that it doesn't matter if we're tortured. Because we know it's not going to happen to us, right? That's the only reason why you think torture's okay. It's because you don't think realistically it's going to happen to you. The Arabs aren't going to blow your leg off. They're going to blow somebody else's leg off, because that's what they do. They blow up other people. They don't blow up you. And so that's why you think it's okay. And you're not a little kid anymore, so who cares if you get... So who cares if childhood leukemia exists? You're not going to get it. Right? So yeah, it doesn't bother me any. You know, so you all have this delusion that somehow the worst isn't going to be your fate. And that delusion is toxic to reasoning. And it makes you capable of saying the unacceptable is acceptable. Because there is all this unacceptable, these things that you know would be unacceptable. If they happened to you, they would be unacceptable. If you had like 5 brothers and sisters, and you had to watch them all die in some horrible way, you know that after that experience, there wouldn't be much left. Life would be pretty hard to comfortably swallow. You'd probably have seen enough. You would have enough scar tissue in your brain that, yeah, running the wheel would be really quite obnoxious. And you'd know that. You know there's experiences that are just too toxic. And if you had to be the one that experienced them, you wouldn't be so optimistic about people pulling these straws out of this bag and handing them to people. But the fact that you think you're immune, you know, you're now the landowner, you're not the slave on the field in this version of the game. And so you think you have an immunity, that when you come back, you're going to be another rich man with a plantation, and you're not going to be the slave. And well, the fact is that all the consciousnesses are conscious. Okay, they're all sitting there saying, I'm alive. Exactly the same thing you're doing. And in that sense, they're all you. They're all a you. They're all a me. They're all a this is happening to me. And in that sense, there's no immunity. If it's happening to one of us, it might as well be happening to all of us. There's no escaping that simple rule. And if there is poisonous experiences, they ruin the collective pie. The collective pie isn't worth it. the pain of the slaves makes the joy of the privilege, it taints it, it destroys it, it eats it up, and all your happiness and I had such a oh yeah, I hit that one just right. Yeah, got that one good. All of that, okay, it's just eaten up in a millisecond, by the, whatever, the incessant projectile vomiting and all the other crap going on. It just is. And this pretense that you can somehow get away from these practical numbers, the biosphere, the bugs, the brains, all these brains, right? This one humid hot day, there's all this active biology, and it's just grinding things up. It's ripping them apart all over the place. I mean, there's probably there's a praying mantis been hanging out over here. Maybe I can find him. He's ready to molt and acquire his wings. They molt 3 times. And, yeah. And so there he is, eating a fly. So there you go. That's the game being played. Ate it alive. Okay, didn't inject it with morphine first or any of that kind of crap. No, he just started chewing it up until there's just nothing left. Yeah, look.
Ah, it's pretty yummy. Yum, 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 glib, glib, glib. I'm the ultimate glibite. I have a really tiny brain, and I don't understand shit. So I just eat and go, what's in it for me? Yum, 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 yum. But essentially, I'm just an anaconda-bod. See? So even if I had a big brain, I'd still be a stupid motherfucker. There's no point in having a big brain, because you assholes can't use neuron 1. I wonder how much bigger I would have to make the praying mantis brain.
I mean, if I doubled it, or I tripled it, or I quadrupled it, or I zobzubled it. Okay, seeing me move. What's going on? What's going on? I was eating. You're interrupting my meal. What's going on? What are you up to? No, I'm just the same asshole that walks by now and then. You've been through the routine. Yeah, he likes the fence. It's working for him. So, poignant example right there in front of us. The victim has been consumed, and the mantis is saying, hey, I like hamster wheels. This is fun. Yum, 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 yum. And then, therefore, it's all okay. The mantis says it's okay, so obviously it's all okay, right? I mean, we don't need an explanation any further than, hey, he's got a smile on his face. Yummy, yummy. There, we're done. That's the end of the philosophy. Right? Like I said, I mean, our brains are, I can't even, I probably won't even guesstimate it correctly, right? His brain has got to be like 1,000,000 times smaller than mine. 1,000,000,000 times smaller, maybe. I don't know. It's incredibly smaller. And so how much bigger would I have to make it for him to do the simple deduction that, oh, pain is bad. I shouldn't be causing that. Yeah, that's not a pleasant experience for a conscious feeling thing. Gee, I should at least break its little neck before I eat it or something. I should do something to mitigate the horror. I shouldn't just start eating at its belly button and, until it succumbs. That's disgusting, eating something alive. Oh. Shudder. Oh. I mean, what can I say? I just have to mock all of you assholes to tell me that you talk about your big-brained humans, and this is somehow you can't figure this out. I mean, you really can't figure out that what's happening there is a bad thing. You fucking cunts. Anyway, enough of the video. It really must be like A million degrees, right? Yeah, I mean, it's 1,000,000 degrees out here. Something like that. A lot of degrees. It's the oppressive wetness of it all. It's just, it's so damn humid. Anyway, but you know, my kind of weather actually. Probably go out and cut the grass or something. That's probably what I'll do. So anyway, till the next time and such.